So life inside the 600H is pretty smooth, as you'd expect, with the car clicking into electric mode quite often at slower speeds. Yeah, it's in electric mode now, so 0 RPM. So it's that's how it's getting its 30 plus to the gallon, despite having a great big burbling V8. Although it's not that burbling, it's quite high revving if you want it to be. It revs red lines at 6,500 RPM, so yeah, plenty of revs if you need it. But using the constant changing variable drive instead of gears, it's absolutely always racing down to get lower revs, which means they don't wear out as fast. I think at 80 miles an hour it's doing something like 1,200 RPM, when you consider most cars are doing 5,000 RPM or 4,000 or whatever, 3,000 even. You can think of the wear on the engine being so much less with one of these, because it uses its torque characteristics and the electric motor to really reduce the revs. I think that's probably why they seem to touch wood. I am touching wood, probably some lovely rosewood on this steering wheel. Last for a very long time indeed. I think this has done 155,000 miles now. I bought it last year, even though it was really old, 2008 I think. It only just, I still had a bit of original Lexus warranty on it. They were so sort of convinced that they built these cars so well that they would warrant them for that long. So yeah, it really is a fantastic place to be. I can't play it at the moment because it's got a, well, I can actually, it's got a Mark Leveson Hi-Fi, which is just superb, absolutely superb.
We'll still have a real good time, so I'm sitting right here. Whoa, to this man that I have found.
There you are. She's doing a better job of it than me. So anyway, the 600H, worth considering. These are under £10,000 now. They'd have been 80,000 plus or something like that when they were new. Certainly $100,000 I think in America. Built to be twice as good as the car before them, and just an incredible Japanese bit of engineering that is lasting the test of time, and is a joy to have, really. It's definitely up there as probably the best car I've ever owned, and I've had quite a lot of cars, alright, a lot of them junk, but it is a really exceptional car. So if you are thinking of getting one, I don't think you'd be too disappointed. I'm certainly not. I absolutely cherish the thing. Changed the brakes this weekend, put some new brake pads on. Again, easy job thanks to Lexus, so cleverly engineered. Just a few clips really, and the next thing you know, the brake pads are out. Alright, you need a couple of small pry bars just to open those ball-part calipers, but even changing the brakes was a joy on it. So yeah, well engineered Japanese car. Traffic. Sorry, little extra clip. I forgot to mention, of course, there's no point in having all this power and that incredible electric drive that gives you that super wedge of torque, and not to be able to use it responsibly every now and then for overtaking. So its output is restricted to around 450 brake horsepower, although the electric motor is 220 horsepower rated, and the petrol motor, which is a dual VTEC, is 390 brake horsepower. The viscous limited slip diff that moves the power around the four-wheel drive system means you get plenty of traction. And although it's no sports car because it weighs a load, it does shift if you need it to. And I'll demonstrate. Effortless, absolutely effortless. Oh, better slow down a bit. Get in trouble otherwise. It's not doing 30 to the gallon when you're doing that either. Oh, I forgot to press the two buttons when I demonstrated the car's power then. So one last bit. There are two additional buttons on the car. Well, there's loads of buttons on this thing. One's for sport or comfort, which changes the suspension, so it firms up the suspension up a little bit. And the other one is hybrid power, which you can put on snow, which gives you far less for more traction, or power, PWR mode, which gives you more electric power. And it really is, if you push those two buttons forward, which are located by the automatic gear selector thing, you know, the car really is rapid. I mean, incredibly rapid. I will go past this Jazz, because they are quite slow typically. There you are, open her up, and there you are, just effortlessly. I mean, you can feel the torque shunting you down the road. It really is a joy, you know. It was designed to feel like a 6-litre V12, and having had a 6-litre V12 for many years, I've got an old Jag. I would say it's very close feeling, you know, that sort of turbine-like quality. I think the 12 is probably a bit smoother, but I'd say this has got more pull than even a Jag 6-litre, because it's, you know, it's that electric motor just gives you wedges of torque. Not that Jag isn't short of torque, but it is very similar, and yet you know, the Jag's doing 13 miles to the gallon if you're lucky, realistically, driving it a bit hard, and this will do, you know, 30 all day, even if you drive it quite fast. But if you drive it on a run and you're cruising around on the motorway and everything else, you can get it up 35. Now, I've had it higher than that as well. So, and that's one thing a 6-litre Jag, or I'm sure most, maybe a Merc might, but otherwise they wouldn't be able to get anything like that economy, which is incredible for the power and sort of sophistication. So, you know, if you are thinking of buying one of these, fill your boots, because you know, we're all going to be electric soon. So it's maybe your last chance to drive a big CC V8 without completely breaking the bank. Although the way things are going at the moment with fuel, it might still break the bank. So no guarantees there. But you know, crumbs. My wife's little Fiat 500 does 42 if you drive it hard, and you know, it's like a little roller skate or a baked bean can. You know, she loves it, of course. But when you think this can do 35, and the comfort and the power it's got in comparison, it's just an incredible effort those amazing engineers and designers in Japan came up with all those years ago. So anyway, I'll stop rambling on about it. Ta-ra for now.